CAT cold planers are designed to maximize the productivity of milling concrete and asphalt. Hi, my name's Alex Gajewski with the Work Tools product group at Caterpillar. Today we're going to talk about these cold planers offered from CAT, some of the different features that can help to benefit you when operating these cold planers, as well as some of the features that separate us from the competition. The CAT cold planer lineup stems from the PC104B, which is our standard flow offering. The next step up is the PC205B, which is a high flow offering for a 259 size skid steer. Then you step up into the high performance packages, the High Flow XPS and the High Flow XHP. 78 hydraulic horsepower when we talk about High Flow XPS, and 94 hydraulic horsepower when we talk about the High Flow XHP. These cold planers, the 305, the 306, the 310, 408, and 412 are all of varying widths. 18 inches, 24 inches, all the way up to 47 inches when we talk about the PC412B. Today in front of us we have the PC305. The PC305 has adjustable hydraulic controls. And what that means is the adjustability and the position of that cold planer drum is all controlled from the cab of that machine. Utilizing speed-sensitive ride control, you can use the skid steer to transport the milling attachment throughout the job site, making the life of the operator a little bit smoother, having a nice ride. When you get there, you turn off the speed-sensitive ride control or simply slow to a speed in which you're going to start cutting. Position the planer, and that's where the hydraulic controls offered on the PC305 models and up really come into play. The PC305 models and up have an adjustable valve on the outside which controls the float feature that's on the cold planers. This float feature controls the tilt of the planer itself to account for any undulations in the road and make sure that you have a full 2-inch, 4-inch, or whatever cut is necessary. The cold planers here today are offered up to about 7 inches in cutting depth maximum. However, we recommend about 2 inches per pass. We find that if you do 2 inches of planing per pass, it's maximizing the efficiency of the cold planer as well as the machine combination. That tip-to-tail solution is more productive at 2 inches per pass than if you were to take a full 4-inch or a full 6-inch cut. Now, in order to operate the float, or to control the tilt. So with float on, you only have the float feature which follows the undulations in the road. And with tilt on, you can hydraulically tilt the cold planer to cut in a bevel in the road, or if you want to actually cut in a 1 or 2 or 3 degree slope, you have the ability to do that with this cold planer. You modulate that with this valve. Pulling out gives you the ability to put it into float. Pushing that valve in, this poppet valve, gives you the ability to hydraulically tilt the cold planer, all from the cab of the machine. Now when we move on from tilt, the next adjustability is the side shift. This side shift again is controlled from the cab up to 28 inches to either side. Next we have the independent skid shoes. These skid shoes are actually what's contacting the surface, ensuring that you have a balanced platform in order for that drum to just sit stable and crush up the asphalt and the concrete. These skid shoes are imperative. There's no wheels here, it's all skid shoes. And what that does is it plows through any material that's on that roadside that's not to be cut. These skid shoes here adjust independently. So regardless of the tilt of the coupler, these skid shoes will find their balance and their level on the ground. That's imperative when we talk about that balance. You don't want to have one side up and one side down, which can account for an inaccurate cut or not that full 2 inches of cut like we talked about. These skid shoes are also hydraulically controlled. So you have 2 cylinders that control the left and right, independently controlled from the cab to set the depth in which you want to cut that pass. Lastly, we have the drum of this tool. The cold planer drum is equipped with either multi-purpose bits, asphalt bits, or heavy-duty concrete bits, depending on your application. These bits are on a smooth-sided drum that operates on direct drive with a high torque, low speed hydraulic motor. These teeth are set up on holders welded to the drum themselves, and it's imperative that they rotate. So as you use these cold planers, the bits must rotate over the life of that tool, making sure that the teeth that's offered or whichever teeth they're configured with wear evenly. The cold planers are designed to simplify the operation and to make sure that the operator has every bit of feedback to know what the cold planer is doing at all times. On the back of this cold planer is a gauge that identifies the depth of each independent skid shoe. The advantage of that is you can set one skid shoe on the curb and the other on the cut surface, making sure that you have appropriate balance and not allowing the cold planer to wobble or bounce all over the place, making sure that you get that 2-inch cut. Additionally, on the back you have a tilt gauge. For those cold planers that are just equipped with hydraulic tilt, you have the ability to go up to 8 degrees. On the standard flow models, the PC104 and the PC205, the cold planers will tilt, but it's controlled with a spring and it's not hydraulically controlled. So you'll get that undulation as you go over an uneven surface, but you won't be able to lock in a set angle of tilt that you would like on that particular job. All of our cold planers and all of our work tools from Caterpillar have heavy-duty serrated steps to make sure that you can get out of this cab safely and easily. In addition to the standard features offered on our cold planers, we also have 2 different kits available. Max Pro Gauge, which allows the operator to understand what the load is going into the cold planer drum at all times. What this is a color-coded pressure gauge that as the load on the drum increases, or you take more on the cut, or you travel faster, the gauge rises into a green section. Yellow is an area where you can be more productive, green is your optimal, and red is where you're approaching stall. Another option is our water tank sprinkler kits. These water tanks are mounted to the cab of the skid steer loader, and the sprinkler kit injects water into the drum housing of the cold planer, ensuring that you don't have material buildup and elongates the life of the teeth. For more information on our full line of Cat cold planers, I encourage you to contact your local dealer to learn more. And thank you for watching.